Hello, children. Today we will learn about one of the biggest empires and the first empire to have existed across the Indian mainland, that is, the Mauryan Empire. The Mauryan Empire was the first empire to be established in India. It was the largest empire to have ever existed in the Indian subcontinent, spanning over 5 million square kilometers. So, what is an empire? An empire is larger than a kingdom. It is protected by a large army and they are usually ruled by a dynasty. What is a dynasty? A dynasty is formed when members of the same family become rulers one after another. The Mauryans were a dynasty with three important rulers, one succeeding the other. They were Chandragupta Maurya, Bindusara, and Ashoka. Sources of information. The main source of information about the Mauryan dynasty is the literary source, and the two important literary sources are Chanakya's Arthashastra and Megasthenes Indica. Arthashastra tells us about the administration of the Mauryan Empire. Indica describes the political, social, and economic conditions of people during this period. The Mauryan dynasty was established by Chandragupta Maurya with the help of his vice chancellor and the most trusted advisor Chanakya. Chanakya trained Chandragupta as he was well versed in political and the affairs of the state. They both together overthrew the Nanda dynasty and built one of the largest empires ever on the Indian subcontinent. Chanakya, who was popularly known as Kautilya, provoked Chandragupta to take over the throne of Magad. According to various historical legends, Chanakya was insulted by Dhanananda, the ruler of Magad, a kingdom that was large and its military was powerful. The dynasty, Nanda dynasty, was named after this ruler Dhanananda. Chanakya then and there swore to destroy the whole kingdom. In order to take revenge from Nanda king, he used his intelligence and along with Chandragupta gathered many young men from across Magad and other provinces and raised an army and fought against Dhanananda. Chandragupta overthrew the Nanda king in 321 BCE and finally became the emperor. Chandragupta became the first emperor to unify India into one state, creating one of the world's largest empire of its time and the largest ever in the Indian subcontinent. He ruled from 327 BCE to 297 BCE. He was recognized and taught by Chanakya. Chanakya was a Hindu Brahmin and the author of Arthashastra. He was appointed chief minister in the court of Chandragupta. Chandragupta established his power in Magad. He then set up a vast empire by adding one territory or the other. In 305 BCE, Seleucus Nicator crossed the Indus with the intention of recovering the areas which Alexander had conquered in India. Alexander the Great was the king of Macedon who entered India after conquering Egypt and Persia and conquered the areas west of Indus. After that, he returned back to his country. He appointed Seleucus Nicator to look after the conquered territories. So, Chandragupta began his campaign against Seleucus. After a prolonged struggle, Chandragupta defeated Seleucus. Seleucus had to surrender the four provinces of Kabul, Gandhar, Baluchistan, and parts of Persia. He also gave his daughter in marriage to Chandragupta under a marriage treaty. Chandragupta Maurya is also credited to have won many southern states as well as his empire extended from Bengal in the east to Hindu Kush in the west and from the Himalayas in the north to the confines of Mysore in the south. He annexed the entire Punjab and areas across the Indus River. Chandragupta, at the end of his life, renounced everything, means he gave up everything and became a Jain monk. The reign of Chandragupta was an era of economic prosperity, reforms, and expansions of infrastructure such as irrigation, roads, and mines. He left his throne for his son Bindusara. There was a Greek ambassador, Megasthenes, in the court of Chandragupta Maurya, who was sent by Seleucus Nicator. He stayed in Chandragupta's court from 317 BCE to 312 BCE. He wrote about Chandragupta and his empire in his book named Indica. He writes, "The occasions when the emperors appear in public with the grand processions, he is carved in golden palanquin, and his guards ride elephants decorated with gold and silver. To prevent someone from killing him, the king is usually surrounded by armed women who tastes the food before he eats and does not sleep in the same bedroom for 2 nights." Megasthenes also wrote that Pataliputra, that is modern Patna, is a beautiful city surrounded by a massive wall. It has 570 towers and 64 gates. The houses, built of wood and mud brick, are of 2 and 3 stories. The king's palace is also made of wood, decorated with some carvings, sand surrounded with gardens, and enclosures in birds. The Mauryan administration. The Mauryan administration was divided into 4 divisions: central, provincial, district and city, and village administration. The king ruled at the central level. He was assisted by a council of ministers or Mantri Parishad who were appointed directly by the king. He was the head of judicial department and military administration. All the important decisions were taken by the king himself. Since Mauryan administration was a centralized system, so for better administration, the empire was divided into provinces. Each province had a king. He too was assisted by the governors and many officers. Provinces were further divided into districts known as Vishya. The Pradeshika or the Pradestha was the head of the district. He was assisted by the officials known as Rachukas and Yuktas. Yuktas were the subordinate officers who were responsible to collect the revenue for the king and also assisted the Pradestha. Rajukas were the officers in charge for measuring land and asserting the land boundaries. Each district was made up of a number of villages, and village was the smallest unit of administration. The head of village was known as Gramini. Gram Sabha helped to run the village administration smoothly. How was the revenue system or taxation? The main source of revenue of the state income was land revenue. It varied from 1/4 to 1/6 of the produce. Taxes also included excise duty, that means the custom duty, forest taxes, water taxes, mines coinage, sales tax, etc. The money collected from these taxes was spent on paying the army, on paying salary to the government officials, on different public works like irrigation projects, on road construction, etc. Army or the military administration of the Mauryans. Chandragupta Maurya had a huge army and the Senapati was the head of the army. Senapati was appointed by the king and he directly reported to the king. The army was paid the salaries in cash. According to Megasthenes, the army consisted of 6 lakh infantry, 30,000 horsemen, that is cavalry, 8,000 chariots, and 9,000 war elephants. The army defended, that means protected the kingdom, and maintained the law and order within the empire. Infantry means soldiers who fought on foot, and cavalry means soldiers who fought on horses, or they were also called as horsemen. The Mauryans had an efficient spy system who informed the king about the happenings of the kingdom. Good irrigation works such as Sudarshan Lake and fertile soil, agricultural economy flourished during this period. Tax would vary from 1/3 to 1/6 of the produce depending on the irrigation facility provided in that area. King Bindusara. Chandragupta was succeeded by his son Bindusara on his death in 297 BCE. To the Greek, Bindusara was known as Amitrochets, perhaps the Greek translation of the Sanskrit Amitraghat means the destroyer of the enemies. He extended the Mauryan Empire over the Deccan as far as Mysore. He defeated and annexed means captured 16 small kingdoms. He brought them under Mauryan Empire. He had good friendly relations with the southern kingdoms, so he did not annex them. During his reign, the Mauryan administration functioned smoothly. Bindusara ruled for 28 years. At the time of Bindusara's death in 273 BCE, practically the entire subcontinent had come under the Mauryan rule. He was succeeded by his illustrious son Ashoka. In the next class, we will learn about the great king Ashoka.